Hi, Umang. Once again, it's a big pleasure to see you live during our live stream. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
So my name is Alex Jeltov. For those of you that don't know who I am, I'm the CEO and founder of Educate Online Inc. And today's topic will be related to AI, school programs for kids in high school. And I just wanted to say that Educate Online as a company is digging deep into how we can leverage AI and ML to the best extent possible for students worldwide. And how can we make education even more affordable, and how we can make affordable personalized education happen. So that's something that we've been digging into lately. And Umang is a faculty fellow at NYU, and I'm sure that Umang, you'll do a great introduction of yourself moving forward. Thank you so much for being here today for the topic of basically a program introduction. And the program is called Artificial Intelligence Theory, Responsibility, and Sustainability. And this live stream is intended for the parents, the students at high school level, and school principals, teachers, those that want to implement this program, because it's going to be entirely online, delivered across the whole world. It fits all time zones. So we are excited how we can enrich your curriculum as well as kind of take the knowledge sort of to the next level. So Umang, if I may, can I please ask you to introduce yourself?
Sure.
And then we'll go from there, and we'll hear an amazing presentation of the program from Umang. Looking forward to it.
Okay, I'm Umang Bhatt. I am a assistant professor and faculty fellow at NYU, New York University, at their Center for Data Science. I recently completed my PhD at the University of Cambridge, where I was in the machine learning group, focusing on topics pertaining to AI very generally, but more specifically into trustworthy machine learning. How do we build machine learning models that are transparent, fair, but also can be used as forms of decision support to help aid the decisions we make on a daily basis? So I'm really excited about this class. We've done offline variants of this before, so it'd be good to do something online. But yeah, I'd love to dig into what we're planning on covering.
Awesome. And just before we started this conversation, we were chatting about the number of students that you have on Responsible AI program at NYU. It's 160 students offline, right?
Quite a lot on offline, yeah. Large class that we tend to run on these topics. So excited to explore it. During my years at Cambridge, I had been exposed to an organization called Bluebridge Education that effectively tries to bring a bunch of high school students, university students, and professionals to Cambridge to kind of give them the Cambridge experience. So Bluebridge has deep connections with Cambridge and the ecosystem that we have. So this includes multiple colleges, and including Humberton College and St. Edmunds College, where I was spending a lot of my time.
Wow, that's great. And with Educate Online, Bluebridge together in our partnership.
It's a great match made in heaven.
we're taking them these programs now online to ensure even better reach and
amazing.
Make sure that it's spread all over the world, in Latin America, US, Canada, UK, Europe, Asia, India, Australia, you name it.
Amazing. So as I mentioned, like Bluebridge has had these connections with these Cambridge colleges, and there's a lot of organizations at Cambridge that focus on machine learning. I was affiliated with the machine learning group at Cambridge, along with the Leverum Center for the Future of Intelligence, where I still am an associate fellow. But there are a lot of student organizations as well that tend to really think deeply about these topics, one of which is called QTech, the Cambridge University Technology and Enterprise Club, which really thinks about productizing AI in great ways. So we are partnering with them for this course and thinking more about the certificates that will be issued by QTech after participating in this. So there's something from the Cambridge University ecosystem that can still be translated online. So I'd love to dig into this. What we're planning on doing is Artificial Intelligence Theory, Responsibility, and Sustainability is an online course that gives you like a taste of what we offer at Cambridge. So you can kind of bring together the experience that you have at Cambridge as a student, but also the kind of education material that we're exposed to. So one of the things that we're going to be covering is basically 3 different principles, one being the theory of AI systems. So what are the foundations of them? How are they built? How are they, what even foundational cognitive science principles are of interest? With respect to AI systems, the ideas around responsibility, both explainability, interpretability, which is the idea of being able to get explanations of how these systems work, and also notions of fairness, making sure that these systems aren't biased and discriminating against marginalized groups or even majority groups. And we'll also be thinking a little bit about sustainability. How do we build AI systems taking into account the carbon footprint that they have, or taking into account other issues that arise from building systems at scale. So we'll have about 8 different sessions, each about 2 hours, highlighting a different lecturer who will be able to give us a taste of one of the 3 topics. So we're excited to kind of dig into that.
Awesome. And as I understand, you will be leading this course as a course leader. At the same time, there will be some fellow colleagues of yours who'll join the program. Who can we expect? We don't want names, but just to understand in terms of their background.
There's wonderful experts from all over. We'll have individuals in sustainability. We'll have individuals who are studying cognitive science and theory of mind and the way in which AI systems might affect the way we think. We'll have individuals who are experts in mathematics who will be able to better expose us to the fundamentals of probabilistic machine learning, which kind of underpins many of the models and famous cases of AI we see today. We'll also be able to have exposure to potentially legal experts who are thinking about the implications of the way AI systems are affecting us, and how do we ensure that we're protected from these systems in great ways. So you can imagine a large breadth of individuals who have expertise of tackling a problem from various angles, both from the fundamentals, as we talked about in the last discussion, but also from the societal implications of these systems, which are just equally important. So yeah, really excited about that.
Thank you so much, Umang. And I just want to point out the dates. We are set to begin on the 27th of January. It will be a Saturday, and every course will run on a Saturday. And that's for a reason, because we do understand that students, parents, faculty members can be quite busy during the week. And it's a really amazing weekend project to take on. And
so I guess I can dive a little deeper into this. The idea that's quite interesting of running it on the weekends is that it becomes an addendum to the other education that you have, and also is short. It's a 2-hour period, which I think is a good bite-sized way to spend your Saturday. We'll be able to talk a little bit about the foundations that I was saying, both the foundations of machine learning, cutting through a lot of the hype to think deeply about how these systems actually work, thinking about the notion of deep learning, which is a class of machine learning models that is quite popular and kind of revolutionizing the way AI systems work today, and also start thinking about AI in society and the way to build AI systems sustainably. One of the areas that we're excited about is also human-machine teams, right? How do we better use these systems? So when we start thinking about that, we'll actually start getting a bootstrapped understanding of cognitive science and notions of theory of mind, which are really exciting, and thinking about, well, do these systems really reflect our values? How do we potentially even use these? Do we anthropomorphize these systems accidentally? Do we accidentally call it gender ChatGPT, as it were? It's just a computer saying things. It's not necessarily anthropomorphized. So thinking about this precisely will be important. And then also thinking about this notion of AI systems and their impact on the climate. We might even be able to have someone come and talk to us about how to use AI systems to better understand our climate and to understand some of the issues that are happening, particularly in Antarctica, for example, and thinking about glacial decline and things of that nature, all of which are really relevant applications of AI systems. We hope that this kind of helps cover a breadth of different topics, but also will reflect the breadth and the diversity that we'll have in the student body. So what that will entail is having individuals who are from all over the world who will be able to interact with each other, maybe even break out into rooms to think about some of these topics around AI systems and how they're used, both in theory, how to use them responsibly and sustainably. And we hope to see people from kind of all over the world engaging with the course.
Yeah, thank you so much, Umang, for a great description of what the course will consist of. What I can say is that prior to starting the course, we'll make sure to send out surveys to understand sort of where the students are at the moment, in terms of their location, in terms of what are their thoughts, maybe are they working on some ideas or for AI application? Do they have some worries about AI? What sort of career prospects do they see for themselves as well? And probably one of the questions that a parent or a student would ask, all right, I'm interested in this topic, AI is great. Are there any specific prerequisites or prior knowledge required for students to enroll in this course?
Yeah, generally we try to not formally enforce them, but I think exposure to notions of simple ideas from algebra and geometry can be helpful. If folks who are in the advanced placement, the AP system or the IB system might have been exposed to statistics, further maths, notions of calculus can also be extremely important. The more background one has, the easier it is to jump into those, to get a better grasp of the foundations and the theory, to start thinking about the societal implications and kind of make a big difference there. So when thinking about the American system, like the best would be any kind of calculus class or any kind of statistics class. I think exposure to that would be helpful. But again, a background in algebra and geometry and trigonometry will suffice. At some of the theory, obviously the responsibility and sustainability works may require some of that, but less so than the theory sections.
Yeah. I also can see that if a student is kind of not taking algebra or calculus seriously at the moment, after this course, they might as well take it more seriously because they'll
exactly
practical application.
Yeah, really, it exposes you to the fact that there might be holes in your foundations and gives you a good sense of like, actually, here's where I want to patch it if I really am serious about studying these topics in university.
And definitely, I think we're getting students a lot from India, from Southeast Asia, from Brazil, from CIS countries, so Russian-speaking countries, some students from Africa, and many other parts of the world. And I think one of the Western sort of traditions is that if you don't know something, it's okay to not know it and to study it. Exactly. And that's so if you might not have the space, or if you think you're not that good at it, don't worry. You can always come on this course and improve your knowledge, and just don't be afraid because you're very young still. You have so much time to improve on these guys.
Of course, gives you exposure to like where the gaps in your understanding might lie and where you potentially might want to patch them. And that knowing what you don't know and going through courses that tell you that I actually don't particularly know this is actually a really helpful exercise. And it generally takes people until graduate school to realize that. But generally early on, getting exposure, diving in the deep end is the way I like to think about it, the deep end of the pool. You get exposed and immersed in really deeply thinking about these topics with experts, and then can kind of go back and patch up your knowledge accordingly.
Wow, that's great. And I just want to point out also the time zone. So one at midday UK time, which is 9 a.m. Sao Paulo time, 3 p.m. Moscow, Istanbul, and other places in that area. So the time 5:30 New Delhi and 7 p.m. Vietnam. So what we try to do with this one is just to make sure that there will be a time for a student from wherever you are, whether it's your morning, afternoon, or evening, to join. And at the end of the course, you'll get a great certificate from Bluebridge and QTech. Basically, you'll get a Cambridge certificate that you can later use to maybe gain better entry at college level admissions, or just it's a great one to have in terms of Cambridge certificates there. That's probably the easiest way to get one, by doing an online course, and it will be that.
It gives you exposure to students, which I think is really important. And and what you do with that is up to you. And this might be part of your journey, but there's also lots of other exposure that you'll have to the ecosystem, and it'll excite you about that space. So excited to see what's out.
That's for sure. I definitely see in my journey that I don't remember where my certificates are. I'm sure I got some. I don't remember them, but I remember the skills that I've learned. And I'm utilizing these skills on a daily basis or on a weekly basis. And that's the most important thing that I'm grateful for is actually the skills, and not the certificates. But sometimes certificates help because depending on where you're gonna go to work, or maybe at school level or university level, they might be helpful. And we have a couple of questions from the audience. So one of the questions that came in is, can you please highlight any unique features or aspects of this course and its content that basically set it apart from other AI courses targeting a similar audience of high school students?
Yeah, I think we're probably one of the first courses to start thinking about responsible AI topics and sustainability topics. So we have the theory foundation to kind of be that first sandwich, and that's generally what a lot of entry-level courses will teach. But the idea of sustainability in AI and the idea of responsibility and responsible AI in general are never usually exposed at the high school level, mostly because it's still in research. So what do we have to do? We have to bring you people who are researching this, and we will expose you to that kind of content very early on. And there are just experts in this space, mostly because that field is so nascent, thinking about responsible AI. What does it mean to be accountable for an AI-assisted decision-making? Are we in the setting where you are making decisions as a result of AI-assisted human decision-making, or are we making human-assisted AI decisions, right? Those are ideas that are discussed amongst researchers, and we want to expose students to it, those concepts as early as possible, so they can help contribute to this journey, because building a sustainable future with AI will require everybody's input. Yeah. Even with AI sustainability, I mean, these topics are being discussed right now, and translating that information in real time to future generations is one of the big reasons why we start to work together on these topics. So we kind of know the entire community that works on these topics. So generally, you won't find it outside the research community.
Wow, that's a great asset and great exposure to the people who are actually studying the field and making the decisions in that field. That's great. And I just think of AI as sort of a sorcerer's stone, and you have to kind of have certain rules, principles more probably, right, that you apply to it, because you can be a great magician, then you can do lots of good, and you can turn it another way and you'll do lots of bad stuff, which nobody wants in the society. We want all to move forward and to be responsible in regards to this new technology. And just one last question. So what do you expect the students, let's say they finish the course, will you provide them with some sort of content to study further, or some, let's say, next steps? And some students get super excited and they say, now I want to go to uni and I want to study this topic. Exactly. Like what kind of
we'll have opportunities via Bluebridge to have folks come to Cambridge actually and kind of do further study in these topics. We'll also have opportunities for students to interact with the instructors, and it'll be up to them to share some of their work. Some of the instructors are literally working and will be presenting research in an accessible way. So it'll be up to the instructor if they're willing to share that content, but that exposure that they will have, you can't find anywhere else in the world.
Wow, thank you so much, Umang. And what I can promise you is that I'll also be part of this course, and I'll aim to, how to say, I can't be a high schooler, but it's never too late to get hands-on skills, experience, as well as the understanding of the core principles. And this responsibility aspect definitely is important, because we can apply a lot of that to the field of education and other fields moving forward. I just want to say thank you so much for your wonderful company today, and encourage everyone who's interested, parents, students, school principals, their agency partners, to contact us about this program and to become part of this journey. Thank you so much, Umang, and we look forward to the start of this program in January. Let's begin this new year with new exciting goals, skills, and a great learning experience.
Thanks very much.
Thank you so much. Have a great day. Cheers.
Bye. Cheers.